Like I know his suspension's coming up. Oh, isn't he on? He's on for the year, isn't he? 13 games. Okay. Yeah, he ain't shit. What? He hasn't been bad, but like, you think he beats Belichick? I don't know.
Motherfuckers wanna hate when you're doing good. Ain't nobody give a fuck when you're doing bad. We on the grind, y'all. We on the grind, y'all. We on the grind, y'all. We on the grind, y'all.
Back in your computer screens. For the first time in a month, we've taken a break. We are back. My name is Rob on Combat. You can follow me everywhere at Rob on Combat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that. That's Josh Imola. Same gig at Josh Imola across all social media platforms. Welcome back, Josh. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Bro, it feels like we haven't done this in like a year. I'm just gonna take these off real quick.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, bro. It's been a hot minute, but you know what? Family issues. You had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling better, apparently.
Yeah, bro. I'm good. I'm good. It's gonna take a minute, but like, yeah, I can breathe out my nose again. So we're back. It's been a minute, but you know, crazy.
So it is getting later into the year.
Fighter of the Year award.
We're gonna start talking about Fighter of the Year, Guest of the Year. We got a couple others to talk about. Female Fighter of the Year, Male Fighter of the Year.
I don't know. If you guys have any other suggestions, we're probably going to be kicking this into high drive around like the 20th or probably the 15th of November.
Yeah.
And we'll like lock everything in solid. So if you have any categories that you want to see, maybe we don't have them all. So we're open to ideas. But yeah, we're doing Fighter of the Year awards, bro. And I love that idea because, you know, why not?
Maybe even throw out Knockout and Submission of the Year.
We got to, I think. Well, hey, what are we going to call it? Because, you know, like, the Slammy Awards, like wrestling's got that, and you know the Grammy. We gotta have, you know, what are we gonna call our trophy? You know, that's a good one. Let us know in the comments. Yes, I have no idea.
The Beyond the Gloves Awards.
All right. Okay.
BTG Awards.
It's gotta be. All right.
BTG.
You're gonna be on the edge of your seat. Don't go to get a drink. That's not the time to get food. That's the time to sit down, watch it, because you could end at any second. Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields tonight. That's a big one. Who do you got there, bro? I don't know.
Clarissa Shields.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Savannah Marshall's undefeated, I think. She's no joke.
Yeah, but I think I'm going Shields.
Can you imagine or you think they're gonna go for the Amanda Serrano Taylor kind of esque fight? Do you think they're gonna go for it tonight? Do you think they're just gonna lay it all out of the line and just? We're going to war? Fight down your mouthpiece?
I think it'll be a more strategic fight.
You think Clarissa's just going to take her out, eh?
Nah, not necessarily. I think it's going to be more strategical. You're going to see a slower approach by both fighters, and I can't see it getting stopped. I think it's going to go the distance. I think they're going to feel each other out early in the fight. They're not going to go crazy. I think the Serrano fight and the way it was kind of portrayed, the way it happened, it's kind of weird to say it, but you don't get to see it very often. Like,
with the
that
war.
kind of, yeah, you don't get to see a war very often like that.
That women's boxing, anyway, like, that was crazy. That's the best women's fight I've ever seen history. Like, and we had, what's Ali's name? First name. Like, Ali's granddaughter. Layla. She was regarded as the best ever, and guess what? She had like a Mayweather type approach. Like, she didn't have very many knockouts at all once she won the title, you know? So like, I don't know, man. I think that's gonna stand the test of time. It's gonna be tough to come to those things. To me, I think Amanda Serrano won that fight. I still think that way. But Katie Taylor, she's got to be the GOAT right now, in my opinion.
So this is kind of how I push this as a feeling of mine, is the whole sense, like, that fight right there, in my opinion, when we do our nominations, I'm going to be pulling for that fight to be in Fighter of the Year. Mm-hmm. That has to be one of the fights of Fight of the Year. For
it's
a nomination
nominated.
At least.
It's nominated.
It has to be. It's one, if not the best Fight of the Year. I have preached it since the fight happened. I said this is definitely going to be close to Fighter of the Year. Or not fight of the year, not Fighter of the Year, Fight of the Year.
I'm gonna
go out on a limb
right now and say I don't have any of my picks so far locked in, but I kind of have an idea on most of them. But when we get to male MMA fighter of the year, I have no fucking clue right now. Out of all the names that we have, I don't know. I really have like because
I
like
definitely have one that's gonna
you look
be.
at you look at Leon's here and you could make the argument, but even for Leon, like he was losing that fight. You look at Izzy's up there. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. It's close. I think Alex Volkanovski's probably right now. If I had to put a gun in my head, he's probably my guy. I would
And
go.
so when we're talking fighter of the year, we're talking boxing, MMA.
They're separated. I had them separated.
We're gonna have them separated.
I did. I'm not. That's not locked in.
So boxing's fighter of the year, and then the MMA's fighter of the year.
I just feel like they're two different sports.
So if we separate them like that, then if we're going like that, I'm going for fighter of the year for the MMA. You have to put it as either Izzy or
he's fighting soon though. That could change, right?
yeah, it could change, but I don't see it changing. Or Volkanovski because he hasn't lost the title.
Volk.
Those two are definitely the top two. You can't really put Leon Edwards in there.
Well, you just look at Volk's year. He got Tega, Zombie, and Holloway.
That's what I mean. It's going to be hard to beat Volkanovski.
Man.
But if Izzy wins, then he's got 3 this year too.
Yeah, he's right up there too.
He's going to be.
But that's another thing too. I mean, like Leon had a tough year, and like the other nominees, they all had tough. Like this was a really tough year for MMA because like no one really stood out like as like dominant. Because again, even in Volk's wins, he came close to losing to Tega. Like he almost lost to Ortega right then and there. Like, I thought Brian T said I thought it was over. I still like I watched that back the other day like because it came up on my YouTube. I still don't know how he got out of that choke, man. That was tight.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? When you think of boxing, I kind of have to put the man on his pedestal where he belongs, Usyk. I
think
have to
Usyk's
give it to
the
him. You can
But
go
I have
with Canelo too.
I'm kind of
Canelo,
and I kind of went left field because I'm like really torn between right now is Usyk and Haney. Haney wins tonight. I think he might jump Usyk, but I don't know. He's got to win.
Yeah, but
right?
at the same time, you kind of got to put the pressure fighter in there, so you got to put a title fighter in there, and that's where I went with.
Well, Haney's the undisputed lightweight champ of the year, or lightweight.
Yeah,
champion.
but at the same time,
if he beats Kambosos
look
twice,
at the caliber Usyk fought, and you look at the caliber Canelo fought. I got to put those two up higher than Devin Haney in that sense. Like Devin Haney's had some tough fights, but at the same time, he's not fighting these hardened vets like you see these Canelo's fighting Triple G.
And I think we're gonna throw in a few wrestling awards too. I've been going back and forth on that. I think I want to. I think I want to put like at least one or two. Maybe like Mark of the Year, maybe like Booker of the Year. You know what I mean? We'll call Mark of the Year like maybe the best promo guy. Yeah. I don't think there's I don't think there's a point to do best wrestler of the year because you know what I mean like there's so many great ones. I'm not gonna like go through New Japan. I'm not gonna do that to myself because like wrestling's already kind of difficult to watch these days. To be honest, it wouldn't be that hard because we're going through best wrestler of the year. You know what you're going through. You're going through the Kenny Omegas, the John Moxleys, the CM Punk. You're getting good matches. Like you're watching MJF match. You know what I mean? But like I'm not gonna do that because that's painstaking. Like that's not like watching MMA. That's like a lot of work. You know what I mean? That's like you're watching their whole body of work I can't do that. I don't have the time for that. I don't think anyone does. But I think we can decide who's the best promo guy, who's the best booker, and I think we'll do that. Maybe. We'll talk about it. I think so. That's what I'm leaning right now. But I go back and forth because it's like we're more of a combat sports show, but we do throw in wrestling. Every episode we have something about wrestling. So I think it would be beneficial to have. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Let me know. I'm open.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys think that a certain fighter should be in the column for a nominee of whatever sort, if it's knockout of the year, submission of the year, fighter of the year, fight of the year. Just let us know. Hit us up in the comments. We're gonna be doing this till like November.
Yeah, I'm not.
November 15th. We'll probably have everything locked
in. That's
in.
probably right now. We're still taking nominees in because we're still watching fights.
Even December, we'd be still taking people in, because there's gonna be fight
considerations
in December.
But there's gonna be a lot. Most of it will be. We'll have a better idea in November. I feel like, and then maybe January-ish. Maybe the second week of January we'll do the show. I feel like,
Or over the Christmas break, I think we should be doing one. Yeah. I think we should do one during Christmas break, and then maybe
that'll work.
Release it just before New Year's there, and people can watch it on New Year's and say, "Hey, this is what the fight of the year, or whatnot was."
And we can announce it now because he's already confirmed. Arrow Styles will not be in any of the nominees this year because he'll be on the panel. We're gonna have a couple of episodes with him. I think that's huge news because he's part of the team. You know, like we have a known deal with him. I feel like that made sense. I feel like he should, me and you, and then have another guy in case we don't agree on something, break it down the middle. I feel like that made.
Yeah, split the decision, right?
Yeah. I like that. You know, more heads better than one. I feel three heads is better than two. Let's do it. You know, so thank you, Arrow Styles. We look forward to that. That'll be fun. And yeah. But let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about. Deontay Wilder. Let's start with that because we haven't seen him in like a year now. It's been a year actually since their trilogy, which I think might be the best trilogy of all time. Of course, I'm talking about with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Hellenius, no joke though. They used to be training partners. There's backstory here. I like it. And you know what? I watched the lead up to it. I watched the weigh-ins yesterday. Loving what I'm seeing from Deontay. You would think that like he'd be a little more pumped up, like from what we've seen in the past, especially with the layoff. Cool as a cucumber. He looked like yesterday when he was walking up there, like he was walking his dog. Okay? Nothing. He was giving you nothing. You couldn't tell if he was pumped, excited, sad, nervous. You don't know because he's just stone-faced. I love it. I love that. Just calm before the storm, you know? I think tonight's going to be a special night for Deontay. I think if Deontay wins tonight, he fights Joshua, and I think they do it in Saudi. Or he called it for Africa, though, but I think Saudi will pay for that. What do you think? Who wins tonight?
I see Deontay winning, but the Joshua fight's so much harder to make because it's not what people
Usyk's there, too. I think Usyk will fight.
Yeah, but I don't see Usyk signing that paper after like he loses to Fury.
I heard
it's going to be hard. Like it's hard to say what Deontay's going to do after this because it goes 2 loss, a win. What do you do?
But you gotta remember those 2 losses are to the best.
Yeah, but at the same time, do we want to give Joshua that like?
The rub?
Like he's coming off of.
You don't think he deserves the rub?
No,
I think
I don't think he deserves anything right now. Like, and that goes for Deontay too. They're both great guys. They're great fighters. I love watching them fight, but at the same time, it's like
I'm with you.
If I'm in Fury shoes, if I'm in Usyk's shoes, I'm not signing anything against either one of those two.
Well, you look at what Fury's kind of a joke, right? We're going to talk about that because I'm not happy with that fight announcement. I think you know what I'm about to get into. That's a joke. What his next? Do you hear who he's fighting?
No.
Oh,
No.
buddy. Oh, I forget the. It's a nobody though. He's lost like 3 in a row. And the only reason they're fighting is because they had 2 close fights. Hold on. I want to get it right.
But he's the champ. He can do what he wants.
It's just a joke.
He said he was retiring. It's one of those things though. So when you really think about it, guys, like it's hard to put forth.
Chisora.
As a champion. Yeah, he's fighting Chisora.
That's a joke.
Okay, so in my eyes, you got to think about some things. Like, he's the champion. He gets to make his decisions. He signs whoever he wants to fight. Nobody can tell him who to sign a fight against. So if I'm Fury...
Try to beat this guy twice.
But you got to listen, though. You got to beat Fury. You got to beat a man that's been put down by one of the hardest shots in boxing.
Yeah, this generation's Ali.
He expected, this guy expected to get the unanimous fighter in Joshua. He thought he was going to get Joshua. The 2 Brits at home finally. That should have been it. But in Fury's defense, I love Fury. Joshua lost to Ruiz, then lost to Usyk. Joshua's name shouldn't be in the conversation.
That's true. But either should Chisora. Chisora has no business at all.
Usyk should have his name in the conversation for what he's done. Andy's name shouldn't be in there because it was a Buster Douglas.
But he just beat King Kong.
Yeah, I know he just beat King Kong, but at the same time, he has to keep his mentality straight because he lost it when he won the championship. He went crazy with, I'm the baddest man on the planet. I'm the baddest man on the planet now. I'm the Mexican Rocky.
Okay.
And then he lost. Then he didn't get his rematch. The guy he wants to fight in the rematch loses to another guy. Boys. So, if I'm Fury, I'm not fighting any of these bums right now. I'm not fighting Joshua. I'm not fighting Fury. I'm not fighting Ruiz. I'm fighting a nobody that I have a history with, that I can still sell cards because I'm Tyson Fury. I'm the best in the world. I'm Tyson Fury.
So what about this? What about if let's say Deontay just does what he's supposed to do tonight, lays him out 1 round over, right? What about Deontay, Andy Ruiz, Las Vegas, MGM Grand?
That would sell out.
That's a fight. That's a fight, man.
It's a great fight, but
title eliminator too. You could throw title eliminator in there. Why not? Right?
Because you can't.
Depending what it's for. If it's for the WBC, no, because Tyson's beaten Deontay. I agree with you there. If it's for the WBA, IBF mandatory, why not? That's a fight. You know, Usyk versus Deontay. Sign me up. That's a fun fight. If Deontay can put in the work and get the wins back, that'd be 2 wins in a row. One against Andy Ruiz, who's a top 5 guy, and any of all 4 division or all 4 organizations. Why not? Tyson, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you there because he's beaten him twice, handedly, knocked him out both times. But what about if he beats Andy Ruiz after this, and then IBF says you're the mandatory for Usyk? That's a fight.
I would give Wilder the benefit of the doubt for a rematch if he could beat Ruiz and Usyk. But at the same time, if I'm Usyk, I'm not fighting Wilder unless he beats somebody other than Ruiz, though. It can't be just Ruiz because when we break it down, if Ruiz has to rematch anybody, we all know who it is.
Yeah, but Wilder and Usyk haven't fought yet, so that's a fresh fight for Usyk.
But at the same time, Wilder, he needs another fight. Like, you can't just give him Usyk.
Okay.
If I'm Usyk, I'm not signing either of them.
No.
Because if you sign the Wilder fight, you're asking to get dropped.
I just feel like the Chisora fight is a kind of a slap in the face after you say you wanted to fight Usyk, that Usyk wasn't ready. So then you were like, okay, let me fight Anthony Joshua, and we were all like, wait a second, Joshua doesn't look so good right now. But we bought into it because it was a fight that they hated each other. We're good for that. I'm with you. Let's go. That fell apart. So then you go and pick Chisora, a guy that's lost like 4 in a row, a guy that you've knocked out, a guy that you've beaten twice. Come on, bro. That just seems like you know what's gonna happen. That's just an easy fight for you. It's a warm up fight. Like, that's just let me stick my toes back in kind of fight. But like, you're the WBC champ. You never got stripped. This is gonna be for the WBC championship of the world. What do they think about this? Why are they okay with this? I wouldn't be okay with this if I'm the chairman of the WBC. I'm sitting down with Tyson Fury's promoter team tomorrow and saying, if you're gonna do this, fine, no problem. But it's a non-title fight. It's a 10-rounder. Nope.
Okay, here's 1 minute. Whoa, I can't get my mic back here. Okay, here's my defense to this. Why? This is my ruling is if I'm at the WBC table, if I'm sitting there right now, what I'm saying is, no, this fight needs to happen this way. Why? Here's my one reason. Because if he fights Chisora, then he has to sign a contract stating he fights a 3-fight deal before he can retire again.
Okay, but what if he doesn't do that? What if he just says 1-on-1 like always, like boom, 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 done?
Then they deny him the title shot.
But they're not going to do that. They've already said that the contract's already gone.
But then there's a contract stating, I guarantee you, that he has 2 or another fight for a worthy number 1 contender, not Chisora.
I hope so, man.
Because he already said he wants to retire. So if I'm the WBC and he's my bread and butter right now, he's the man, then I'll let him fight Chisora, but he's got to give me something in return. Like, you got to go and fight Usyk, you got to go and fight Wilder again, you got to go and fight somebody else again to sell us some big-ass pay-per-view numbers.
I hope so. Because
I think that's what the buy is for here.
I'm the first one to defend boxing against all these toxic MMA guys, all these toxic MMA fans when they come out of the woodwork and they're like, boxing's dead, blah, blah. Dude, Boxing is as alive as it's ever been. This is probably one of the best eras for boxing right now, but this does not look good on the sport.
Okay. This is why boxing is so hard to deal with. Boxing is so much about money, money, money that it's insane. The UFC, MMA, you can't talk about money. Yeah. There's no talk about it.
But the money's there.
I'm fighting this guy. I beat him. I think I'm the number one contender.
Tell me what you're worth. That's what I like.
Exactly though. But I don't like that about the UFC because it's not what you're worth.
Yeah, but that's a false narrative from the MMA fans. Is my point.
Because boxing, you can create being the number one. Look at Floyd. That's the number one draw in the world.
Oh yeah, and he's worth every penny. Dana White loves to make this false narrative like, oh, they overpay guys and they don't make money. That's bullshit. You know, these funds, these sums, these totals, they don't come from out of nowhere, Josh. These come from like pay-per-view numbers and gates and revenue shares and like actual statistics that state how much money is coming in and what they bring in every single time they fight. When Tyson Fury fights Top Rank and his promotion team, they know exactly what his last 3 pay-per-views have done, and they know what he's worth. So that's where the contracts come into play. Dana White is completely off base when he says that. That's completely false.
And it's so hard to even put into perspective matching MMA versus boxing. If you look
they're so different.
Yeah, they're two different things. It's like salt and pepper. Mm-hmm. Okay? You can't look at boxing and say, okay, they're making way too much money. No, they're not making too much money. Okay? Number one, there's only 4 fights on a card. On a good card.
Yep.
Okay? So why is there only 4 fights on a card, you ask? Well, if you look at the UFC, there's 13 fights on a regular card.
Marathon.
Regular card. That means 13 fighters times 2 is 26. You need 26 payments. Mm-hmm. Whereas in boxing, you need 2 big payments.
That's it.
2 more mild payments, and then 4 shit pays.
That's it.
That's boxing, man. Boxing's taking home the big crown because there's 4 fights on a card, and you're watching 1 fight on that card. That's all you're paying to watch.
And guess what? At the end of the night, because the card was so small, you know where the draw is. You know exactly where it is. You know exactly who brought in the eyeballs, and you know what they're coming for. And that's where I don't agree with that narrative, bro. Like they always, all the MMA guys, they always come with that. Get out of that. Like, I'm a fan of both sports. That's what this show's about. Combat sports. We love MMA. We love boxing. But like, I don't subscribe to that at all. That's such a false narrative. And like Dana White is always, I haven't really talked about this ever. I don't know why, but Dana White always says that all the time. He goes, well, boxing's always going out of business sale. No, they're not. Like, this is what the statistics prove. Like, guys want to see Tyson Fury. Guys want to see Deontay Wilder. Guess what? Guys want to see Haney. Guys want to see Kambosos. Well, maybe not so much Haney. Maybe now I've been on the Haney. I want to see Haney. Like, purists want to see Haney. But like Kambosos, yes. Teofimo, yes. Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Like, or Terrence Crawford. These are guys that are needle movers, and they have shown that they can sell the pay-per-view and sell out the arena.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the big thing for me too is like MMA is kind of turning into a weekly event. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't
oversaturated.
I can't do that, man. Like, we start talking like I'll watch a card that you don't watch, you watch a card that I don't watch, and then it's how it's always been. But for boxing, we always watch the same card.
Because we know what's happening. You know what?
It's not every single week. You got to follow the script like the WWE.
And it's funny that you say that, because today I had a conversation with my buddy, and we were talking about wrestling because he's a wrestling head, right? And I appreciate that conversation. So I dived in a little bit, and we were talking about the overuse of like big moves, like super kicks, for example. You see the Young Bucks. I feel like they've ruined it. They've ruined that move for me because now they use super kicks 10 times a match. That used to be a finish, and now it's just like another move. That's what's going on with MMA, bro. He just stepped out. Yeah. So crazy. Yeah, man. So it's like when they overuse the super kick, right?
Yeah.
That used to be Shawn Michaels' finisher. So now it's just another move. That's kind of what we're having. It's like when you have too much of UFC, it's not a big draw anymore because it's just so oversaturated, and you gotta stack the shit out of a card to sell. That's what we're seeing with UFC 280. Like tonight's card, I don't even know who's fighting in the main event because it's such a dud. I, I don't know, man. If anyone's going out of business, I think it's MMA. And like, I don't think MMA is going out of business, but like to Dana's point, the going out of business comment, I don't. If anyone's like doing it wrong, I think it's MMA. I think they're a little backwards. I think they need to slow down the like pushing out every weekend. They don't need to do that. You know, what's wrong with having once a month, big card? You know, and then you become an attraction again, and then more people buy the pay-per-view, and you don't have to pay 26 fighters to show up. I mean, you can have like a 5-fight card and a few prelims, and then everybody's happy. But no, then the way that UFC has done it, it's gotten to the point where now Bellator's doing it, and now ONE FC's doing it, and it's getting to the point where it's like we got so much MMA content, it's hard to keep up if you're an MMA fan. Like, there's gonna be a point in time where people are just done with the sport. I would hate to say that, but that's kind of the direction that we're headed.
It is unfortunate. It is, but like when you really want to think about it, we're not even thinking about watching fights at this point. So it's Saturday night when we're filming this. So we're not even thinking about watching fights right about now.
Well, I am, but not UFC.
Yeah, but not a UFC. And UFC started literally 9 minutes ago, and nobody's gonna watch it right now.
Do you remember?
The diehard UFC fans will, but at the same time, nobody really watches.
Do you remember the feeling of like a UFC 100? That might not ever be felt again, and that's sad to think about. You know what I mean? Like, that was when it was like once a month you had a big card, and UFC 100 they brought out all the stops. You know what I mean? That felt special. That felt like a spectacle. Now, what does it feel like?
I agree with you, but at the same time, UFC 100 will never be matched until you think about UFC 200. Because it was kind of matched at UFC 200. It was an insane card.
But even then, UFC 90, UFC 92, 89, like there was like, these are like not the early days, but like an earlier time when it wasn't like oversaturated. You didn't get MMA events like this. I liked it. I think that's when MMA was at its peak. That's what made it to a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
It's like the intrigue, the suspense, we haven't seen this in a minute. Give me that content. I'm buying it. Take my money? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we're all 12 fights are legitimate banger fights, and you're like, damn, man, I kind of want to like indulge in this a little bit more tonight. We're gonna start at like 7 tonight and watch the fights all the way until 1 o'clock in the morning. Like. Yeah. I haven't had one of those cards in a while. Yeah. I really haven't.
Where you're really excited. And even 280. 280 is stacked. It doesn't feel stacked to me, though. You know what I mean? Like, because it's almost like we're desensitized to MMA.
Like, there's been so much of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I give boxing its credit, but at the same time, you gotta promote it a little bit better, I think.
Oh, I do. Because I didn't even know Devin Haney was fighting until yesterday.
Yeah,
that's sad.
We do our research, right?
He's the best fighter in the world. Why hasn't he been promoted like it? Do you know what I mean? Well, he might be the best. He's one of the best fighters in the world. Easily the best lightweight in the world. You know? Why isn't he promoted like it? He should be. He holds all the belts. He beat George Kambosos in his home country. And you know what? Spoiler alert, I think he's probably going to do it again tonight in his home country. But crazy.
At the same time, you got to think, too.
How is no one talking about that? The George Kambosos Haney fight, Haney beat him in his home country, and then he signed on, like, the original contract said the rematch had to be in his home country, or in Australia again. So now he's going to go to Australia again and probably whoop him. That's gangster, bro. That's gangster. Not only are you going to do it once in his hometown, you're going to do it twice.
So how do you feel about this? This is kind of like
that's crazy.
A dagger, so to speak, when you think of boxing terms. But because you have one in Australia, one in New York for the male fights, and then the female fight is in... Where is the female fight again? Doesn't tell me where London. So you got Australia, London, and New York City. Mm-hmm. Do you have them all starting at the same time?
Oh. Well, they're all different promoters, yeah. So
This is the part where you got to think. If I'm a promoter, why in God's name would I put? If I'm Devin Haney, why would I put my fight on the same night as Deontay Wilder fighting?
With no promotion either.
Yeah, and with no
Zero
promotion.
promotion.
Like, everybody knows who Deontay Wilder is. As soon as they see his picture on Instagram, oh, he's fighting tonight. Yo, flip to that channel. We can watch it.
And not only that, it's been heavily promoted. Like there's been press conferences. There's been weigh-ins. We've been talking about him coming back for months. As soon as he made the comeback, the announcement he was fighting Helenius, everyone was excited because it was promoted the right way. That's not what we're seeing here, and I think that's a huge disservice to Devin Haney. I think everybody should be talking about Devin Haney. I'm literally angry I didn't know he was fighting until yesterday. That's super wrong. He is a once-in-a-generational talent. I'm not overhyping him, bro. Look at every one of his fights. Look at what he did to George Kambosos, a guy that schooled Teofimo. I don't know, bro. If I'm Devin Haney, I'm looking at my major management team like, what are you doing? What do I pay you for? Like,
do you think just people are scared to fight Devin, and that's why he hasn't got the fights he deserves?
100%. 100%. Well, now they have no choice because he has all the belts, right? But before, yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, who would be target? If Devin wins tonight, who targets him first?
Lomo.
You think Lomachenko? But Lomachenko's got to win on the...
He's on a roll, though. If he wins, yeah, I think so.
He's got to win in November. He's got... No, October 29th is his fight, yeah. Lomachenko's.
I think he wins. And Lomo's on a roll, too. He's won like 3 in a row now. So that makes sense. Teofimo moved up. Remember? So that's not happening now. He's not coming back for the belt.
How quickly can he move back down? You got to think about that. These guys can bounce around with weight. The new nutritionists and all that shit.
His doctor told him not to, bro, because he almost died. He said that was a weight cut issue. The extra fluid in his lungs was from the weight cut. So he's done with that now. He's not coming back to lightweight ever again, he said. He said he's retired from there.
Okay, so
Lomo
dodges that bullet. I'll say that. But at the same time, does Lomo even have a chance against Devin Haney?
Maybe. Because Lomo's kind of rejuvenated. You know, because I'm not giving him excuses. I feel like...
But Devin Haney is so good.
He is so good. And I do think Devin Haney wins that fight. Don't get me wrong. However, I'm not ready to rate Lomo off yet because... And this isn't an excuse. I'm really not, because I want to give Teofimo his flowers. He did look amazing that night. However, you got to remember, dude, like Lomo ruled over that division for years. Years. Eventually it's like what wakes you up in the morning, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not trying to give him excuses. And I don't know this to be true at all, because he's never made that excuse. And I don't think he ever would, because he's a true fighter. He's a true champion, and he would never. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a true champion, you lose like a true champion. So like I get it there. However, I'm the fan of the man, like a fan of the sport looking in. Like, I feel like that could be a factor, dude. Like I really do. I feel like eventually you can burn yourself out. And watching his last couple performances, kind of looks like the vintage Lomo to me. He looks like he's rejuvenated, like back. I'm excited. I think that's a fight to make, and that's an excited fight. Cause, you know, Devin Haney is a great fighter, and he's probably he is the best lightweight in the world. But he's not afraid to go to the distance. You know what I mean? Like, he can sit behind his jab, and he knows that he's good enough to sit behind his jab. He knows he's got the footwork, and you're gonna have a tough time touching him. Lomo is that answer. He's not gonna get away from Lomo. Lomo is going to be in his face, and guess what? Lomo's not going to get tired, so you can use your footwork, but Lomo's just going to keep coming. So I like that. That's an interesting fight. Styles make fights. That's a good fight.
But do you think Devin Haney's not going to study that fight with Lomo?
Oh, no, I think Devin Haney, that's a fight. Like, that's a good fight, and I think Devin Haney knows that's a good fight. I think he shows up for that fight.
Who else is left in the division for Devin Haney if he can have his pickings?
That's the question, right?
Who's in that division?
Teofimo, we're going to have to look at the next guy coming up, and that's going to be interesting because now it's wide open. Open season at lightweight. That's exciting.
At lightweight, who would you have your top 5 at lightweight?
I don't know, because like they're so unnamed, right? Like, you had the big ones. You had like Teofimo, or you had George Kambosos, you had Devin Haney, and you had George. Who's the fourth guy?
Okay, scratch it.
Yeah, I'm coming to a blank. But you know what I mean? Like, now it's all mixed up now because everyone's fought each other. So, like, personally, I would like to see some fresh blood in the division. I'd like to see maybe, like, another champion step up. Tank comes to mind. That's an interesting move. Ryan Garcia is a big guy, but Ryan Garcia is not champion yet, so he's still. I don't know. I really don't know. Lightweight's kind of wide open, bro. We'll have to see. In the next coming weeks, or the coming months, I should say, that question should be answered. But right now, impress me. Show me what you got. Show the world what you got. Because right now, if you're a lightweight and you're a pro boxer, you have an opportunity like no other to go out there and show the world what you're made of and why you deserve to fight for the world title. That's what I think. I think lightweight's got to do some work. Because there's really no one impressing me right now.
Well, the lightweight division stands. This is the top 5 by voted. I think it's ESPN's rankings.
Okay.
Devin Haney.
Yep.
Cambosa Jr.
Okay.
Defimavo Lopez.
Still. So we got, well, scratch that. Go to the next one.
Lomachenko.
So one was 3.
Javante.
Okay. Javante is like, okay.
Ryan Garcia.
Okay.
Isaac Cruz.
Okay.
Joseph Diaz.
Okay. Okay. So Tank and Garcia. Those are the two. And I think they should fight each other before they fight Haney.
They are fighting each other.
Oh, they are?
So that's... Sorry. For
that official?
those, okay, I have my mic off there. I'm going to repeat them really quickly. Devin Haney, Gambosa, Lomachenko, Javante, Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz, Joseph Diaz Jr. So what Rob just said would be Javante Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Both undefeated. Both got crazy amount of knockouts.
Are they signed? Is that official, though?
I'm going to look that up right now.
I know they were, like, jabbing at each other or talking shit to each other, but I didn't think it was, like, official. If that's official, that's a fight that I'm pumped for. I want that fight. I've been calling for that fight. We've been on this show very vocal that they should fight each other, and everyone's saying that Tank's too strong for him. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
There is high speculation right now. Ryan Garcia teases possible December fight versus Javante Davis. So,
so wait. Let me stop you there. While you're on your young Jamie shit, give me the what are we saying for TC and Spence? What's the updates there?
TC and Spence.
What's the latest? What you got for me, young Josh? You see what I did there? Huh?
For ESPN's Mike Copeland, Spence, the IBF, WBC, and WBA super welterweight champion, will face WBO champion Crawford in a unification bout that is targeted for the date of November 19th in Las Vegas.
Let's go!
The venue has not been confirmed yet.
Let's go!
But the talks of the contracts is out there.
Are you telling me? Hold on. You telling me the Phenom, TC, the Phenom's fighting the same month as TC and Spence? You're telling me that right now?
2 of the best in the world at 147s will get into the ring.
So
what should be a terrific fight.
So we're gonna see all 3 of the best 147ers in the world in the same month. That's a segue. Do you know why? Because Zolt Duraney Jr. November 26th, Box Fest 2. Book it right now. NABA, North American title, Canadian, welterweight title, both of them, not just one, Josh. Both on the line. Live and free. No, not free. Live and only on DAZN. So get your subscription now. I think there's a free trial or whatever. But yeah.
Whoa.
Yes,
He's
sir.
fighting on DAZN?
Our boy, the man, the
Fighting on
phenom, the
DAZN.
one, the only. Zolt Duraney Jr. defending both titles in Brampton on DAZN. And we might be there.
Damn, bro.
I'm just saying.
Fighting on DAZN, bro.
Well, it's official too. Locked in. He's in camp right now. Over. Can you believe that shit? And now I'm finding out right now live on the show that TC and Spence in the same month, days before? Bro. I guess we know who the best 147er is because we know who's finishing the night, right? We know who's finishing the month. Who ends? Who ends the card? Who ends the night, right? Like, that's the main event. So I guess we know who the main event at 147 is because the 26th is before the 19th. Zolt Duraney Jr.
Maybe we should put
Woohoo!
Fighter
Let's
of the
go.
Year at 147.
Let's go.
I think we got a Fighter of the Year at 147. Coming up.
We just want to be the first to say, congratulations, champ. We're excited for you. We cannot wait. Go get your subscription to DAZN right now, and get that you get that fight for free. Let's
Or
go.
you save it until November for the actual fight.
Let's go.
Don't get it till November, folks.
Well, you gotta get the 3 months, right? You can't just get the month. Like you gotta Canelo.
You get the free month. You get to see the fight, man.
You
I
gotta
go with the free fuck.
You gotta
free
go.
month, bro.
You know, let's go. Let's go. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for it. I cannot wait. You get the month right now. What is it? What's the date today?
The date is October 15th.
Okay, so we wait 4 days. You get the month. Already wait 5 days. Let's be sure. You know, and you're good. You're good. You're covered. Your bases are solid, bro. Shout out to the champ. He's been on here, and guess what? He's gonna be on here again soon. When he wins that title, or even before, we're in contact right now.
So, let's plug live ad quickly. We gotta get the ad. We haven't done it yet. Let's get the ad.
Josh, what can I say about winning money? Because he's got. If you go to Charlie Cover Sports Advisor on Instagram right now and go into his inbox and hashtag BTGAT, you get a free pick package, and in that pick package, he will give you a parlay special for boxing tonight, and it's not too late. If you go in right now, you can get in on this. I'm not kidding you. The value on this, Josh, you know for yourself. These are winners, okay? Go right now, BTGAT, hashtag that. Let's go.
All right. So, that's the ad done. Back to business. And the business at hand is the title changing hands.
Okay.
So we're going to change hands of the title, and then we're going to talk MMA real quick. I got some breaking news for a little bit.
Give me the floor for a second, okay? Like, you know, it's been quite the year, okay? It's been quite a little over a year, actually. 24 episodes running. I have absolutely ruled this show with an iron fist, okay? One second. Every time we've had a card come up, every single time I have snuck away. I am JBL on steroids, okay? No one has touched me. No one has come close to this legacy.
2 years.
Ever. 2 years. I am the GOAT. The best. No one. But you know what? Like we said with Lomo, eventually that time will come. Josh.
Like Leon Edwards, another big upset has
Congratulations. You are.
I'm nominating myself for upset of the year.
The Beyond the Gloves and Tape champion. And new. Congratulations. Don't get used to it. It's coming home very soon. I want that back. You know?
I'll hold this until 2024. It's okay.
Are we doing 280?
Yeah, we have to do 280.
Are you doing? Okay, we're doing 280. It's coming back real soon.
So it'll come back.
You already said who you're picking in the main event, so and I don't agree with it. Alex Pereira is going to come home with some hardware.
Okay. Well.
Oh, buddy. That's my hot take. I'm sticking by it.
280 is not the card you're thinking.
What? I thought it was UFC 280.
Yeah, UFC 280 is Oliveira versus Makhachev.
I thought Izzy was on that fight.
No. That's 281, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that would have been such a good card.
TJ Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling.
That's a fun fight.
Who are you taking? See, this is now where it's going to get into the nitty-gritties.
Are we doing this right now?
We're going to have to make these picks now because we're not going to have a show in time.
Let's go top to bottom then.
Title
we'll get
is going
there.
to be on the line. I'm going to start
top to
bottom.
No prelims. No
prelims. Ilya Masachev. Charles Oliveira.
Bottom to top, sorry. Bottom to top.
Bottom to top?
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll finish with the main event.
So, I have no idea who either of these are.
Who we got?
The Frenchman, something Forato, 9-1.
Okay.
I should probably look at the UFC website for this. Give me a second here, chat, because if I don't go here, it's going to make my life a lot harder to read the real name.
I know this card's stacked, though.
More fights. Okay. Caitlin, it's a women's flyweight.
What, Chuchigan?
Caitlin Chukagian.
Yeah, she fought for the title.
Manu Forat.
I'm gonna go Chuchigan because I don't know.
Chukagian. I'm gonna cop you on this one because this is I'm not losing the title to a fluke on this one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Benel Darnouche at lightweight versus Matsunes Garmo.
Oh, Garmov or Garmont or whatever. How do you spell it?
Gamrot.
Okay, yeah.
Gamrot.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, that's a fun fight.
Darnush is 21-4
Yeah.
and 1.
No, he's good. He's good, really good.
Garamut is 21-1 and 0 with 1 no contest.
I'm going to have to go Garamu here just because he lost the way Dariush lost to Wonder Boy. It's really suspect to me.
Okay,
but you know what? That's a fun fight. That's a
I'm
close
going to
fight.
take Garamut too because that record just looks scary in the UFC. Now, we get to the fun card. Okay, there's 3 fights.
Yeah.
This is where me and Rob really have disagreements. Is where we know who the fighters are.
Let's go.
And we have very different opinions.
Give me Peter Yan. I already know what the next one is. Give me Peter Yan. I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got it.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
No, he ain't got it. He ain't got it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
That leg's sus.
It's sus.
That leg's sus. Look
Don't
what Cheeto
say
did.
that.
Look what Cheeto did to him, bro.
I'm going Peter Yan too because he's swaying me over here. I was gonna go Sean, but yeah, it is sus. And you know what? Silverbrook's like twice, and UFC's injuries are getting through the roof lately. So yeah, I'm gonna go Peter Yan. So we're even down the line. We've got Chukagan, Garamut, Yan, Aljamain versus Dillashaw.
Give me the champ camp, and still, all day, every day. I don't poker. You're the greatest poker of all time. You ain't the guy. I heard that the other day. He said he was the GOAT, the greatest poker of all time, and still. I don't even care. I know that's a hot take too, because I know that TJ's probably on paper the favorite. I know he's gonna be an overwhelming favorite. I don't care. You know who's clean. You know that Aljamain did it the right way. If he loses, he did it the right way. And if I lose because Aljamain didn't do it, or Aljamain did it the right way, I can sleep with that. Okay?
Okay.
Give me that.
Now
Fuck
I have
that.
to put my 2 cents in here. TJ.
He's great. I know TJ's probably gonna win. I will say that, but I
Yeah.
can't do it.
So I have to put my money on TJ. I have to
Can't do
because
it.
it's just a vet in me coming out and saying TJ's got to come back and do something after doing the roids. But at the same time, I'm not picking TJ yet. I'm trying to convince myself to pick TJ here, but
It's hard, isn't it? I mean,
the
you
reason
feel
it's hard, Casey. So here's the reason I
it's
think
like
it's
picking
hard.
the Patriots.
It kind of is because you're like,
You feel greasy.
I want to take Dillashaw, but it's like, is the UFC going to let an ex-steroid guy win a title?
Better. It's like taking the Yankees. Okay? It's like picking the Yankees money line. You just don't feel right about it. You something in your gut, you're just like, oh, it's going to be a tough sleep tonight, I feel like.
Guys, I want to hold this title for as long as possible, so it pains me. I have to. If I want to hold this title,
We can't go down the middle.
I'm not going to keep tying you. That's not how it's going to work. I'm not going to keep tying to keep the title. It's not how this is going to work. I'm going with TJ.
Cody. All right, let's go.
I have to. So that's the fight that's going to determine the belt, I think, because I think we both have the same pick for this next one.
It's got to be Islam.
Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev. Who are you taking?
Oh, I'm just going to answer this with a question. Who is my favorite fighter of all time? Like, who do I ride hard? Who do I stand for harder than anyone ever? Who am I most biased towards? It's Khabib. You know I'm riding. I'm not switching up on my boy now. We went through this whole time. It's Islam's time. We're keeping it in-house. We're keeping it in AKA till I die, except for John Jones and DC, because I love me some John Jones. Let's go, Khabib. Let's go, Islam. It's your time. Islam Makhachev is going to smother Charles Oliveira.
Smother is just an understatement. I'm going to have to agree with the Makhachev. But at the same time, dude, it's the famous line that Khabib always, I'm going to smash him.
I'm going to smash him. He's going to get smashed.
I'm going to smash his face.
And you know what? Islam might be a better finisher than Khabib, because like Khabib's
He's a scarier finisher.
The thing about Islam,
regardless.
The thing about Islam is Islam's not coming to have fun. Like I feel like Khabib likes smashing you. He likes torturing you. He likes dragging you through the mud. Whereas Islam's like, you give me your back, okay, done. Like, oh, you're gonna give me your arm, okay, no problem. You know what I mean? If he sees it, he's taking it.
I think Khabib's like more killer.
Yeah.
But Islam's like more assassin.
Yeah, like he's like ready
He's
to
like,
kill.
I don't care if I kill you. Khabib's like, I'm gonna try and kill you.
Yeah.
Islam's like, I don't care if like
You're just a domino.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna play with my food for a little
Yeah,
bit here.
I'm hungry, bro.
And if you let me have it, I'm gonna take your soul away from you for a little bit.
So we know that Islam. I think we're both picking Islam. I'm gonna tell you why I'm picking Islam here. I think this is how the fight goes. Charles is gonna be okay with being on his back for a little bit until he realizes that a submission's not coming. Eventually, around the third or fourth round, I think Charles succumbs. I think he gives up, and that's not a slight to him because everyone does. Look at like Michael Johnson, Connor. I mean, that camp is different, bro. The Dagestani camp is different, and if Charles is able to do this, I think that's enough to get Khabib out of retirement almost. But I don't think it happens. I think Islam makes him quit by the fourth round. I think it's just too much for him. I think he's too much for anybody. Islam Makhachev, fourth round. Lock it in. Submission 2.
Now, just before we end the show off, we got a little bit of news that broke early yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And Ariel confirmed it later on in the afternoon.
What do we got?
If they can get John Jones.
Oh, I heard this. Yeah.
So, the report is Jones versus Miocic done. That'll be the UFC 282 main. If not, the main will be Prochazek and Teixeira 2.
Are they having it on the same card no matter what?
That is not confirmed.
That's a big card.
And if they can't get Jones Miocic done for November 12th, they'll set their sights on doing Ngannou Jones in March if Ngannou re-signs developing. So it's developing right now. So if Miocic doesn't sign the contract to fight John Jones before November, get it done for December 12th. So if they don't get the fight for December 12th, then December 10th, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
So if we are going to see Jones Miocic, it'll be
282.
282, December 10th.
If not,
that'll be insane.
Ngannou. That's a fun
And if
fight.
it doesn't happen, they're going to push for Ngannou after his injury, rehab and all that crap with his knee.
Yeah.
And that'll be sometime in March.
So where is Ngannou in contract negotiations?
We have no idea. So Ngannou's thing has been like, that's like a big story kept secret from the UFC because nobody wants to see or hear what's going on with that because the UFC is definitely trying to lowball him and they don't want anybody to know that. And Ngannou, the way it sounds like, Ngannou's getting lowballed and he knows it. And that's why he tried to breach out and do the boxing deal because the UFC doesn't want to pay him the money for the type of person he is.
Imagine Ngannou on like that.
He's a Tyson Fury of the sport right now. He can't step in the ring with a guy. Sorry. He's like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder put together. You cannot fight that guy right now. He is unbelievable.
So say Rahman Jr. gets past Vitor Belfort in this X Series thing for DAZN, right? Imagine Ngannou, Rahman Jr.
That would be insane, but
and you know what? Rahman Jr. is not like a top guy. That makes sense. You know what I mean? For Ngannou's skill set.
Yeah.
That's a fun fight. That is a fun fight. Like, make no mistake about it. That's an even fight.
Well,
like Ngannou has the strength advantage and the power, and I think that's a great fight for him to dip his toes into, you know? If you win, you win. If you lose to a killer.
Yeah.
So like either way, you look good coming out of that. So I like that fight. That's a fun fight to me. But Josh, we have a new segment, bro. We have to end with like we always do.
Oh.
But it's not called Mark Minute anymore, bro.
Yeah.
It's called Work or Shoot with Rob on Combat. Are you ready for the first Work or Shoot? This is where I give a topic and we decide if it's a work or shoot. Can we all agree what a work or shoot is? Real, fake, work, fake, shoot, real. We all on the same page? Let's go. Okay. CM Punk not coming back to AEW, the Young Buck drama, we all know it by now. Okay, what happened with the storming of the locker room, the fight back, the infamous fight backstage, the investigation. Tony just went on Ariel, wouldn't talk about it. Josh, work or shoot?
Shoot.
You think CM Punk's coming back?
Yeah.
Or sorry, you think CM Punk's done? Sorry, you think that's not work?
Oh, done?
Yeah, like work or shoot. Do you think CM Punk's done with AEW and this drama's for real, or do you think it's just a shoot or work?
It's just work.
You think it's a work?
Yeah, I think it's just work.
I
You
kind of
need
think it's a
some. You
shoot.
need something. You think a shoot?
I think it's a shoot. I don't think CM Punk's coming back. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's the greatest work of all time, though. I mean, if it is a work, I just don't know why you would want your company to look like that. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to push a narrative that your EVPs did this? You know what I mean? Like, for a storyline? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Could be a work. Could be a work.
Well, that actually looks like the rumor.
That CM Punk's done, or is it a work?
It's CM Punk not returning to AEW, question mark.
Yeah.
He's not expected to return.
So I kind of thought it was a work. I thought it was kind of a shoot because, like, just the narrative. Like, why would you want that press, right? But it's wrestling, so maybe you do. You're right. I don't know.
According to Booker T, we won't ever see CM Punk back in the WWE. WD Hall of Famer Booker T doesn't think fans will see CM Punk back on WWE programmer regardless of his murky status in All Elite Wrestling.
So, and I'll tell you what, if it is a shoot and it's for real, I don't fucking blame him at all. The way that they handled that, the way the EVPs just stormed the locker room. First off, okay, if I'm Tony and I fired CM Punk, I'm firing all three of them. Kenny, the Bucks, get out. I don't care if you start here from ground zero. I don't care if you're the executive vice president. At the very least, I'm stripping them of all three of them of that. Because an executive vice president, and yeah, I get it. CM Punk called them on. He said, if you got problems with me, come see me backstage. I don't care. I want the smoke. That's what he said, right? I don't care. If you're an EVP, you're held to a higher standard. You're an executive vice president in $1 million company, bro. You're on TBS. This is a live show every week that you have. You are on the you're supposed to be positive press, man. You're supposed to push the company's narrative, and you're gonna confront your top star in his own locker room, bro? Nah. No. I think that's wrong. I don't think CM Punk should be done. I think he's a scapegoat. I think the Young Bucks are ruining this company and this industry. Nah, that's wrong. I hate the Young Bucks. That's a known fact, but bias aside, that's stupid. That makes no sense. Josh, how could you be okay with that? You know? If I'm Tony Khan, you know, I'm looking at the big picture here, what I'm doing here, like, why are we here if we're just going to throw away top stars like this? Like, treat them like this, you know? Or, I don't know. And the whole reason that started this isn't because of CM Punk calling him out. It's because they buried CM Punk for the Colt Cabana garbage that wasn't even true, bro. Like, don't get me started on that. I don't know, man. I don't like it. And we gotta move on, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'll tell you, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But,
Stu Grayson makes his surprise return to AEW.
I seen that. That was good. So, okay. MJF has the chip, right? The title chip, that thing. He's the #1 contender. Money in the Bank for AEW, whatever. Work or shoot. MJF is the bidding war 24 is considering jumping ship. Work or shoot. You think we see him in WWE?
From AEW?
Like, do you think? And let's broaden that question a little bit. Do you think he's considering WWE, or do you think this is a shoot that he's just like, you know?
From AEW back to WWE?
Yeah, you think it's a work or shoot? Because right now his whole gimmick is, I'm going to get the title, and it's going to be the bidding war of 24, because that's when his contract ends.
I don't know, man. DX pretty much said that they're kind of like done with the AEW superstars.
Yeah.
Like, they've even said it, like...
I love how you call him DX, too.
Well, it's true.
Triple H and Shawn are running the show now. What world are we in?
Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg.
Yeah, I know.
All running the show now.
I know, it's
like,
crazy. It's crazy, bro.
They were the ones that were against authority, and now they run the show.
I know.
And you know what? Road Dogg said
I love it, though. I love it. That's in good hands, bro. That's in good hands. It's interesting now.
Lacks the fluidity for week-to-week segments. Like
They just lack the fluidity from week-to-week segments. They are not the team that we think they are.
But the storylines are better, and I will say that the storylines are more reality driven, like, and they're not afraid to go to places like that, like swearing on TV and stuff. You know what I mean? They're not afraid to go into territory like that, which I find refreshing, in my opinion.
But do you think the WWE gets more fans from not swearing?
I mean, WWE is more catered to younger fans to begin with, right? So like, there's an argument for both, because like, yeah, us older heads from the 90s, we appreciate it more hearing like the unfiltered. But at the same time, some of us from the 90s have children, right? And some of those children are into wrestling. So I kind of get both sides. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that say WWE sucks for what they do, because they do have some good things, but they have some horrible things too.
And that's the bottom line.
Yeah. So that's a murky water, because the business side of things shows there's a lot more kids than there are adults. So I don't know. But yeah. Bray Wyatt's back. I don't know how I feel about that. Do you think he sticks with the Fiend or not? This isn't even a worker shoot, but do you think like we're done with the Fiend? I hope so. But by the promo I seen, I don't think so. I think there's more of the Fiend to come, which I thought was a terrible gimmick.
It could work though.
Maybe. I'm sick of it.
We're talking about it.
We are. No, we are.
So it could work this time. Like if they do it different, like they figured out the flaws. Like
just when I seen Bray Wyatt and he took off the mask and it was just Bray Wyatt and he blew out the lantern, he's like, "I'm back." I got goosebumps, bro. And I was like, man, are we finally gonna get the old Bray Wyatt? You know what I mean? Like the Bray Wyatt of the Wyatt family, and he like comes with the rocking chair and shit. Like that was great television. That was great, and that was even a time that was past its prime almost. Like that was almost like an Attitude Era gimmick. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I kind of missed that, and the Fiend kind of got stale. I was never really behind the Fiend. I'm just gonna say that right now. I kind of thought it was a little stupid that this guy with a mask is supposed to be like this monster, and you can like mandible claw you and kill you. You know what I mean? Like he just shows up out of nowhere. He's supernatural.
the Kane thing, right?
I feel like they're trying to do another Taker, kinda. You know, or Kane, but like Kane and Taker go hand in hand too, so you can kind of say either or. But
The way
supernatural.
The way Vince McMahon flued it or put it all together and put it as those two are brothers, that was a work of art, right?
I feel like they're trying to just go another supernatural character and get it over like that, and I don't like that, because I feel like Kane and Undertaker worked because you can't do it again. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's like a one gimmick thing, and that's what made it so special. And I just don't think another supernatural character is what you need right now. I feel like the other guys are doing this reality-based television, and they're having success at it, right? And the ratings are doing well, and they're getting more exposure, and they just had this merger deal with Warner Brothers, and the Warner Brothers is loving what they see. So if I'm on the other side, I'm like, how about we ditch this Fiend thing, okay? We go back to a little more reality-based with maybe like a cult leader. Like it's still kind of a supernatural thing, but it's like a cult. I like that because that's more a reality-based storyline, and it kind of fits the character. But, you know, it looks like we're getting the Fiend, so we'll see where it goes. Any more worker shoots? Let's see. We think MJF's... Oh, yeah, MJF is a worker shoot. What do you think? Been War 24. Is he going to WWE?
Shoot. I don't think he is.
Oh, work, you mean? So you think
Work.
Yeah.
No, work would be he goes to WWE.
No, work means it's not fake. It's fake, and he's staying. He's just playing you.
Oh, work then.
Definitely
work.
Yeah.
Definitely work.
Yeah, you think he's staying with AEW? I think so too.
I think he is, just to get you to kind of.
Just the way he does promos, like he's really like a potty mouth. You know, I don't think he does well in WWE like he thinks he does. But MJF's like a generational talent too, so.
Gotta think who's booking for WWE right now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a big thing. Like those are super, like no, I can't even say super. They were all stars.
Okay, so last one. So now that we're talking about this, Vince McMahon retired, work or shoot. Like for good, like done for good, never coming back. Like 6 months, he's not coming back. Work or shoot.
Vince McMahon
forever. He's like completely never gonna get the itch to book again. He is done.
Is completely. I mean, 150,000% done with the WWE.
Yeah. Wow.
Because
that's a hot take.
There's too much. Yeah. There's too much, and there's overwhelming evidence.
Too much money.
And yeah, if he's smart, he stays far away from the WWE right now and collects royalties.
Yeah. Well, he still owns the company.
That's what I mean. Collect your royalties and be done with it.
Like people think like he's not the owner anymore. No, he's just not booking anymore. He doesn't go to gorilla position anymore. Make no mistake. When you have like the board of directors, the chairman is still Vince McMahon.
And I'll tell you right now, Triple H is heavily influenced by his bookings.
Oh, 100%. Vince McMahon still has a say. I guarantee you that. No matter what, I still think Vince, like that's his brother. I mean, that's his son-in-law. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like
If he
there's
sees
something he doesn't like, that's gonna be changed. I guarantee you that.
if he sees a text message from Dad, guys, we gotta change the booking next week. Wow, what's going on? We have to change the booking for next week. It's not gonna work on television. Why? I think that's a great booking. Guys, we gotta change the booking.
Do you want to get paid? Do you like money?
My paycheck won't go. My paycheck's bouncing right now.
Yeah.
You hear my phone vibrating? That booking's not gonna work next week.
We're talking about a guy that fired his own son like months before he stepped out. Like, you think he gives a shit? He will.
Let his whole family get slapped by Stone Cold, stunned by Stone Cold.
I mean, like Shane, like at the Royal Rumble this year, that was like he fired Shane McMahon. That's well known. Like he literally said, like you're being too hard to work with. Never come back. That's his son, dude. Like, imagine what he did to Triple H. Get the fuck out of here.
But Triple H has been learning from this man since he was a teenager.
I think Triple H is almost more of a son than Shane. Like,
100%.
In the sense of like taking over the business. Like,
but how much? You got to think about this too. Hunter Helmsley has put so much. Triple H has put so much into the WWE. He put so much into the WWF. Like that character alone, Triple H alone. The feuds with John Cena, The Undertaker, Stone Cold.
What?
Shawn Michaels.
What?
Like Vince himself.
What? Sorry, I'm in a Stone Cold mode.
Oh, I know. The whole Stephanie McMahon thing.
What?
Like DX.
What?
Like
there's an Olympic gold medalist you forgot.
Kurt Angle.
What?
He didn't have to deal. He dealt with JBL a little bit. No.
Well, what about
SmackDown?
Yeah. What? What about
The
an
Ric
animal?
Flair.
What?
Animal.
Batista? What? What about the a WCW standout? The undefeated Goldberg. What?
Dude.
What about the Wolverine that killed his family? What about the guy that killed his family?
Chris Benoit.
What?
Dude, like
No, on all seriousness, that's a really distasteful joke. But Chris Benoit is one of the goats.
like you gotta think about it though. There is nobody this generation wants to see run the company other than two people.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely
And
right.
we both can name those two.
Yeah.
One is an alien chance that he'll ever touch the crown of that seat.
Yeah.
And the other one it was seen from the beginning. Number one, that would never happen in a million years, but you wish it did.
So Stone Cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
You know what? The Rock would be a good, but he's
The Rock would be good, but he's got way too big of an ego to
What
be
about Taker? Imagine Taker coming back to be a booker.
Taker would be good, but I think it would be between Stone Cold, Triple H.
I think Taker would be a good booker too. I think
he would too. Like I've heard him on the Stone Cold podcast quite a
he's
bit.
got he's got one of the best minds for this business.
Yeah.
Another good booker, and he's not even in the company. Chris Jericho would be a good booker as well. I really do.
Isn't he still fighting?
Yeah, he's still in the AEW, and he's
Yeah,
doing
like-
well too. He's actually the Ring of Honor champion right now.
Insane, man. That's insane.
That's crazy. He's doing, and you know what's crazy about Chris Benoit, and this is like as a testament, or not Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and this is a testament to how hard he works. He's probably doing the best work he's ever done. Like,
Yeah.
he's doing great in AEW. He's put that company on his back. Okay, people say, and like I'm kind of biased because I don't like the style of wrestling, that Jon Moxley is like their guy. I hate Jon Moxley. I think Chris Jericho is way more valuable to that company than Jon Moxley ever could be.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Now that's a hot take because everyone loves Jon Moxley. I get it. I don't. I'm not subscribed. Jim Cornette. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I do not like Jon Moxley even a little bit. But I do agree that Chris Jericho is probably the guy over there. And that's not something that Jim Cornette agrees with. Jim Cornette hates Chris Jericho. I don't. I think Chris Jericho's doing great work over there. Sammy's good too. I like Sammy Guevara. But yeah, no, Taker, Chris Jericho would be a good one. Stone Cold would be a good one. Triple H, obviously, he's already there. It's a good one. Who else would be a good booker? You know, yeah, Ric Flair would be a good one. But Ric Flair would just book Charlotte to be the main event. Like, yeah, Charlotte would be the biggest company or biggest star this company's ever seen. You know what I mean?
Mankind.
Oh, Mankind would be good. Okay, so Roman Reigns, best thing in wrestling, work or shoot. Last one.
Work.
You don't think so? Who's better than Roman? I think Roman's great. I think
Okay, shoot.
I think that's true. I think what Roman's done in the past year has just been nuts. And I don't think you should touch what you're doing with him. I think he should kill everybody and everybody and everybody until he sees The Rock next year. If that's true and that's what you're going with, the bloodline at WrestleMania, acknowledge him, bro. Can you imagine The Rock has to acknowledge? Oh, dude, I'm in. The bloodline at WrestleMania. I love the bloodline. I love what they're doing. Best heels in the company. Jey Uso, the Usos, the honorary Uso. Sami Zayn's hilarious. They got comedy. They got seriousness. They got the tribal chief. I acknowledge you, tribal chief. You're this show's tribal chief. That's a shoot. That's a work, buddy. That's a shoot, buddy. Best in the world. I think.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. But
let's go,
guys. Extra long episode. We haven't done one in a while.
That was great. That was good. That was a good show.
Hour and 15.
And we could go another hour with everything we missed. Holy.
Yeah, with all the stuff we missed. But
oh man,
big cards tonight. Big boxing cards tonight.
Shout out to Deontay Wilder. And you know what? Shouts out to Red Owl. They're busy this month. They got literally like every weekend they're doing something. So like, honestly, we don't say this enough. We're probably not. We don't know too many local promoters. Like there's a few, like Reyes Boxing Gym, like for the Massachusetts crowd. We got Red Owl over here in Canada, but like we're probably gonna do something for Red Owl, honestly, because Red Owl has done so much for Boxing Canada over this past year. They need to be acknowledged. Red Owl, thank you for everything you've done for our sport. We appreciate you guys. Box Fest 2, November 26th, and like I said, all 3 147ers are scheduled to be on the same month. And who ends the month? The main event ends the show, right? So that means the main event has to be ride in Canada, in Brampton, resides at Red Owl Boxing Gym. We're talking about Zolt the Phenom Durrani. If you're not caught up yet, get caught up because he's the best that no one knows about. Let's go.
And that's another episode. 24 is in the books. Good night. Sleep tight, and we'll see you next time.